man, Stacy said, and next time do like I tell you. Little man hopped, matter of fact, yeah, start it again.
I did.
Hopped down the bank. How come they didn't, Stacy, huh? How come they didn't stop for us? He asked, dusting himself off. 'Cause they like to see us run, and it ain't our bus. Stacy said, balling his fist and jamming it tightly into his pocket. Well, where's our bus? Demanded little man. We ain't got one. Page 14. Well, why not? Ask Mama, Stacy replied as a towel-headed boy, barefooted and pale, came running down the forest path toward us. The boy quickly caught up and fell in stride with Stacy and TJ. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Jeremy, Stacy said. There was an awkward silence. Y'all just starting school today? Yeah, replied Stacy. I wish ours was just starting, sighed Jeremy. Ours been going on since end of August. Jeremy's eyes were a whitewashed blue that seemed to weep when he spoke. Yeah, said Stacy again. Jeremy kicked the dust briskly, looked toward the north. He was a strange boy. Ever since I had begun school, he had walked with us as far as the crossroads in the morning and met us there in the afternoon. He was often ridiculed by other children and at his school, and had shown up more than once with wide red welts on his arms, which Lillian Jean, his older sister, had revealed with satisfaction was a result of his associating with us. Still, Jeremy continued to meet us. I think there could be a connection there. You could possibly write. You connect to someone standing up for what they believe in, even if other people in their family don't agree. That could be a connection piece right there. You could ask the question, who is beating him? You could ask the question, is it Lily Jean beating her brother? When we reached the crossroads, 3 more children, a girl of 12 or 13 and 2 boys, all looking very much like Jeremy, rushed past. The girl was Lillian Jean. Jeremy, come on, she said without a backward glance, and Jeremy, smiling sheepishly, waved a timid goodbye and slowly followed her. We stood in the crossing, gazing after them. Jeremy looked back once, but then Lily Jean yelled shrilly at him. He did not look back again. They were headed for the Jefferson Davis County School, a long, white wooden building looming in the distance. Behind the building was a wide sports field around which were scattered rows of tiered, gray-looking benches. In front of it were 2 yellow buses, our own Tormentor, and one that brought students from the other direction, and loitering students awaiting the knell of the morning bell. In the very center of the expansive front lawn, waving red and white and blue, with the emblem of the Confederacy emblazoned in its upper right-hand corner, was the Mississippi flag.
Upper left.
Oh, left-hand corner. Directly below it was the American flag. As Jeremy and his sister and brothers hurried toward the transposed flag, we turned eastward toward our own school. So it's definitely more than 2 miles that they had to go. And they're still walking. The Great Faith Elementary and Secondary School, one of the largest black schools in the county, was a dismal end to an hour's journey. How long did they walk? You can write that down right now as an event. How long did they walk? You can write that down as a critique. How long did they walk? You can write that down as a connection, like you would never ever walk that far. That's ridiculous.
I walked that far, basically.
Yes, 1 whole hour of walking, non-stop, consisting of 4 weather-beaten wooden houses. This is their school. It consists of 4 weather-beaten wooden houses on stilts of brick, 320 students, 7 teachers, a principal, a caretaker, and a caretaker's cot, which kept the wide crabgrass lawn sufficiently clipped in the spring and summer. The school was located near 3 plantations, the largest and closest by far being the Granger plantation. Most of the students were the families that sharecropped on Granger land. and the others mainly from Montier and Harrison plantation families. Because the students were needed in the fields from early spring, when the cotton was planted, until after most of the cotton had been picked in the fall, the school adjusted its terms accordingly, beginning in October and dismissing in March. But even so, after today, a number of the older students would not be seen again for a month or two, not until the last puff of cotton had been gleaned from the fields. And eventually most would drop out of school altogether because the classes in the high grades grew smaller with each passing year. So again, connect the fact or comment on the fact that the 1930s made many students do what? What happened to many students? They didn't make it all the way through school because they decided to do something for their families to help out. They had to do something for their families to help out. You just found that out just now. As you get to the older grades, there's something that happens. They had to do something because this is the 1930s, and they had to do something for their families to help out their families. Critique that in 10, 9, 8. Critique that in 7. Critique that on your paper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The class buildings with their backs practically against the forest wall formed a semicircle facing a small one-room church at the opposite edge of the compound. It was to this church that many of the school students and their parents belonged. As we arrived, the enormous iron bell in the church belfry was ringing vigorously, vocabulary word, warning the milling students that only 5 minutes of freedom remained. Little man immediately pushed his way across the lawn to the well. Stacy and TJ, ignoring the rest of us now that they were on school grounds, wandered off to be with the other 7th grade boys. And Christopher John and Claude rushed to reunite with his classmates of last year. Left alone, I dragged slowly to the pew, held the first 4th grade, and sat on the bottom step, plopping my pencils and my notebook in the dirt. And I propped my elbows on my knees and rested my chin in my palms of my hand. "Hey, Cassie," said Mary Lou Weller, the principal's daughter, as she flounced by in a new yellow dress. "Hey, yourself," I said, scowling at her so ferociously that she kept on walking. I stared after her for a moment, noting that she would have on a new dress. Certainly no one else did. Patches on faded pants and dresses abounded on the boys and girls come so recently from the heat of the cotton fields. Girls stood awkwardly, afraid to sit, and the boys pulled restlessly at starched high-button collars. Those students fortunate enough to have shoes hopped from one pinched foot to the other. Another sacrifice. 1930s, remember, a lot of people were poor. So look at what happened. They're wearing shoes, they hop from one foot to the other because they're too small. You have a situation where the dresses and everything else is faded. Tonight, the Sunday clothes would be wrapped in newspaper and hung for Sunday. And the shoes would be packed away and brought out again only when the weather turned so cold that bare feet could no longer traverse the frozen roads. But for today, we all suffer. Comment on this. Comment on the way poverty has hit these African people. These African American people, look at the fact that they have to be barefoot for most of the school year. That is a comment. That is a definite critique. You should write something about that on your paper. I'm going to start back up in 4, in 3, and 2. I know. Thank you, baby. I'm going to have to probably let you be the time person. On the far side of the lawn, I spied Mo Turner speeding toward the 7th grade class building and wondered at his energy. Mo was one of Stacy's friends. He lived on the Montier plantation, a 3.5-hour walk from the school. Because of the distance, many children from the Montier plantation did not come to Great Faith after they finished the 4-year school near Smellings Creek. But there were some girls and boys like Mo who made the trek daily, leaving their homes while the sky was black and not returning until it was all black again. So if you notice their critique that only many of the students did not do more than 4 years of school. So they started at age 6 and ended at age 10. And they were done. I, for one, was certainly glad that I didn't live that far away. Page 18. I don't think my feet would have wanted that badly for me to be educated. That's a literary device. I don't think my feet would have wanted me that badly to be educated. Good, personification. Whenever you give characteristics to something non-human, human characteristics, that is personification. Excellent. And that's on page 18. I want to keep going, and I have to pause.
That's 5 minutes.
That was up to page 18.